Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Today's webinar will be about creating Webtoon characters in Clip Studio Paint, and it will be presented by Psari.
Hello.
Hello Psari. Hello everyone. So before we continue, I'm going to share some general information about the webinar. The attendees will be approximately 1 hour long. All the attendees will be muted. There will be a Q&A session during the last 15 minutes of the webinar. You can send your question using the GoToWebinar question panel. Also, if you want to share a comment or say something, please use the question box or question panel. Due to time constraints, not all the questions will be answered. This webinar will be recorded, and the recording will be shared on social media and will be sent via email to all registrants and attendees. Also, I would like to remind you that if you're an attendee, you will get an e-certificate after the webinar finishes through our GoToWebinar system in an email 2 days later. The panelists for this webinar are Mario Quiñones, myself, and also Psari. For those of you who connect with us for the very first time or have never heard about Clip Studio Paint is your all-in-one solution for stunning, ready-to-publish illustrations, comics, manga, and animations. Learn more at clipstudio.net/n and graphically.com. Also, we'd like to invite you to share Instagram stories tagging us with the hashtag webinar at Psa_Reese, at Graphically, at Wacom, and at Clip Studio Official. We'll be sharing your stories. Loélia Pelletier, also known as Psari, is a Webtoon artist from the USA Webtoon site. She has worked many years in these projects and she's thrilled to share her experience, tips, and tricks she's acquired over the years. Psari also streams on Twitch and YouTube where she talks about lots of stuff. Don't hesitate to join and say hi. So now I will leave you with Psari and her amazing presentation, creating Webtoon characters in Clip Studio Paint. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. As presented, I'm Psari. An US Webtoon author, but based in France. So it means that I'm actually French, but working for the US side of Webtoon. So first, I'd like to apologize in advance if I have like 2 seconds of blank or anything. I have notes on my screens just to be sure not to forget anything and for you to have all the informations I can give during this hour. So I hope you will enjoy this webinar. So today we will talk about the creation of Webtoon characters, but most importantly, how to save time when you have to draw them. Since in the production of Webtoons, you have to be really quick and you don't necessarily have the time to make details on your characters. Not, for example, as Korean fantasy webtoons that are especially made by teens in general. So in the first part, we are going to create a quick design for this character right here, so Ruby. In the second part, I will show you how to create some brushes and how to use it. So we will create first her character design, but decorate it with some brushes, sorry. The third part would be about 3 tips that I will give you to use your brushes faster. So the goal, again, you have to be fast. And the fourth part will be the Q&A session. So you will be able to ask me questions and I will answer it. So let me just, there you go. So here is our character for today. So I started her design. Sorry, ooh, I've hidden this. So I made her bathing suit for you not to be too shocked of her naked body. But okay, so for the tiny character background of her, she is the queen, the daughter of the Red Queen of Alice in Wonderland. Next time in my previous webinar, we made her hair somehow, which was the Queen of Alice herself. So for character design, what I like to do is to think about what the character represents in general. Even if she's red, which is a like passionate color and all, she is pretty calm and collected. She's even cold, which is fun because she's red, right? But this is how I work. Well, I create my webtoon characters. I think about how the readers can actually know what the character is about when they see it. So here, I really wanted her to be protocol. Like the reader will know she is someone really protocol and distant. The very first time they will see her. This is what you want when you want to create your characters in the webtoon. I mean, in every art thing in general, because imagery is really important. If I can say it like this. Of course, here my design is even like almost too complicated for webtoon, right? But I like it this way. So let's make her somehow of here you go, of a uniform. So this is my reference sheet. So as you can see, the window thing in the Clip Studio is really, really useful because I can put this, sorry, this is for later. Whoops. I can put this window everywhere on my screen or even on other screens I have. So I have 3 screens for you to know I work like that. But for today, I will put this here. Wait, is it not? Oh, sorry, took the wrong thing. Oh, sorry. There you go. So these are my reference. So for you to know, I wanted her to look physically like a rose. This is why her hairstyle is a bit like pointy, like thorns. But also she is really thin and long, like a rose. I don't know if that makes sense, but she's the Queen of Hearts, like the daughter of the Queen of Hearts. So she has to be somehow looking like a rose. Also, when I create and I draw in general my characters, I use the vector layer, which is super useful because if you draw something right and you want to erase a line, a stroke that is going outside of what you want to draw, with the vector eraser here, there you go. You can just by clicking on the stroke with the eraser, erase it without having to, lose your time getting super, super, super precise. So the vector eraser is super cool, but of course you can just disable this option and you can totally use it as a regular eraser. But today we will use it. So to create a vector layer, you can either click on this box right here, so new vector layer, or you can go here, new layer and vector layer. Sorry. So this is how I do my lines to go even faster because the less you have to be, how can I say, precise, the more time you will save to do other things. Sorry. Okay, wait, let me just, there you go, better. And my screen is not good. Okay. So here I will not put too much details, even here I have put some details, but we will put even more jewels, etc. After. So when I will make the jewels and show you how to create it, right? So yeah, the fit is not okay. Okay, I'm sorry. The fit is not are not super pretty. Okay, let's not check on that too much. Okay, it's it's a Kardashian, right? For example, right? I didn't show you, but these are or character sheets for my webtoon. So as you can see, I like to play with monochrome characters. Sorry, I'm just placing my screen quickly. So because for me, monochrome helps to kind of like understand what the character is about. So as you can see here, my character Willow is pretty mysterious. She's pretty feminine and all. So you can understand it just by looking at her because she's all purple, right? But on the opposite hand, you can see that Nora here, which is her best friend, she's very sweet, very kind, very cute because she has a lot of pastel colors, etc. So this is what I mean by the shapes and the um, colors are very important for your characters to be readable, if that makes sense, by the readers. So here, once again, pretty thin, pretty not taking, she's not taking a lot of space. I like to say that she is more like in italic, and her pair, which is once again the daughter of Alice, is more like in bold. The contrast is really important also when you make characters. So here it may not be the most perfect drawing, right? Sorry. But at least we have an idea. Also, I do recommend before you're making your webtoon to have character sheets like that, especially with the brushes you're using or the textures, just to always have your, an eye of what your character will look like. Again, to save time. Talking about references, what I actually do recommend to do is, yes, having references, and especially if you make a history or already existing license-based webtoons, because like you have to do some researches, right? Like you don't want to mess up with the references you're using. So here I have like Alice Madness Returns references, but also American McGee's references, as well as Alice Wonderland, but also flowers themselves, sorry. Some sketches I made for her. And here I have, I don't know the word for this word combat in English, but in French is escrime, because to me it's like very delicate and very, again, thin and collected kind of looking sport. So it also goes well with the somehow rich sports, if I can say it like this, but you see what I mean? Rich looking sport, like it's fancy. And I think it goes well for her, so even her weapon will be somehow of a thin sword. But it also have to be a sword, like her weapon, because her mother, as you know, sorry, likes to cut off heads. So again, how this is what I thought when creating her, and this is how you should think when you create your characters. I know that it can sound a lot, but actually, the more you think about it, and the more you think about what is the idea and what your character represents, the better it will be. Okay, sorry. I'm just talking too much and not drawing a lot. That's happened so much when I do live streams. So I drew some quick shapes. So as you can see, I took also references of costumes. Again, this type of jewels here, we can add it with the brushes. Okay, we'll not draw it. It's too much details to draw. So we will not, lose time doing this. Listen, I like to say that webtoon creators are lazy as much as I am, but not in a wrong way, right? Like you have to be lazy. Otherwise, you would not be able to give an weekly chapter to your readers, right? Okay, sounds pretty good. I make some quick shape here. Okay, sounds good. Let's put some flats pretty quickly. Um, so what I do for putting flats quickly is that I go on my vector layer right here, so my line work layer, and I click on this icon right here. So it makes your line work as a reference. So let's select it. There you go. Go back to your flats layers that are here, and whoop. Now I can take my, where is it? There we go. Now I can take my selection tool and select this option right here. So this option is the, sorry, you know what? We're gonna just do this. There you go, it's better. Okay, so this here is the references you will take for your selection tool to work. You can also do this for your filling tool, sorry. Your filling tool, you can also select here the reference you want. So let's take the reference layer, which again is our line work, and let's add our colors, right? So there you go. So it's not that clean here because I obviously didn't close perfectly my line work, but at least when you want to fill something, it will only take the line work as a reference. Go. I'm not sure about her colors, right? Like maybe the pencil black would be good. Yes. So again, I take my characters here once again, but just a few notes on the flats. The less colors, like the less different colors you have on your characters, especially in webtoons or comic, etc., the faster you will be as filling the flats. So as you can see, this color here is used here and here, but I always have a lot of close enough colors, but this color here is the same as the one I have here. So I like to reuse colors I put, for example, on top, and I will put them at the bottom. So here I will only use maybe 3 colors, like two to 3 different colors, sorry. There you go. We're gonna do this pretty quickly. I'm sorry if it's a bit messy, but you know, time is running during this webinar, so we don't want to lose too much time. There you go. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great like this. Let's put the, okay, let's take the same color as the ribbon here and put it on the shoes. Would be great. Oops, sorry. There you go. You can also not even, you know, as you can see, I even draw somehow the filling with the filling tool. I don't even take out my pen from the top of my tablet. As you can see, I just, you know, slide my tool and it's filling everything. There you go. I think here I will just make somewhat of a brush because I want her heels here to be like thorns shaped. But you know, once again, it's too long to draw. We don't want that. But yeah, maybe something like roses, thorns. There you go, something like this, and with a bit of red. So let's take the top. There you go. Okay, and maybe just some gold here, so the same. Yeah, take the good one. Yeah, okay, no. Okay, so we didn't finish perfectly, but it's good enough for this webinar, I guess. Ooh, there you go. Just going to do this and this. And whoosh. Okay, now that we have our somewhat design, we will create for her some brushes. So let's get into it. So you have your characters and you're happy with it, but you don't want to draw too much details, right? Like you don't want to lose your time doing it. Oh, just sorry. Oop, bit of a perfectionist. There you go. Okay. As you can see, I want to decorate her, but I don't want to lose so much time. So I take brushes that here are personally made, and I can put them. So for example, I can put in heart here, but I'm gonna take a gold one because she is wearing gold because once again, she is a princess, so she's rich, so gold, rich, that's it. This is also how I choose my jewels color because if the character is rich, I just tend to put gold. I know it's an easy answer, but to be honest, it works. So as you can see, there you go. Wait. So I take my brush here, and wow, magically oh wow, I have a lot of brushes. Sorry. Magically something happens. So now you can either put it and transform it. So either with the edit, why is it transform, and puppet wrap, because with the new version of CSP, which is a super version, like thanks again CSP for that, but you can actually make your objects like puppets and modify them like this. Isn't it like so cool? I love it. I love it so much. I love this update so much. Sorry, simping a bit on this update, but still, it is great. And ta-da! So if you don't like the shape of it, there you go. You have something that fits a bit more your character. Or you can even take the other way to transform it, so which is again edit, transform, blah 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 blah. Is it? Yeah, it's free transform. Is it free? No, it's not that one, but the free one works. Wait, already. Oh, mesh transformation. Sorry. So the mesh transformation, sorry, helps a lot too. So you can add more points and just play with the grid points like this. There you go. So yeah, it's a bit tiny, so easily disliked. Sorry, but at least it works. I can also put some some chains. So let's put maybe this. Oh, here I made some gold thorns. So you can even have ribbon brushes. As you can see, I can do this, even maybe bigger. So to do this, by the way, not sure if you can on iPad, but you press and hold Control and Alt on your keyboard, and you slide left to right to change your pencil brush size like this. And ta-da! Once again, you're faster to do this. So here's a few example of my brushes, and you can draw like this. It just magically appears. So now let's create a brush. Sorry about the talking. So File, New, and I usually for my brushes take 2000 by 2000 pixels wide canvas. So let's click on OK. And now to create your own brushes, oh, of course, I will talk about creation, but you can totally buy brushes or even download it for free like this on the assets. Here, I just randomly took a brush. So for the code, if you want, I will share it back on my story. But if you can see it from here, feel free to take it. So this person, really, really nice artist, gently put this for free on the assets. So as you can see, you can totally have some decorations for your characters for free. So today we'll still make ours. So for the earrings, it's pretty simple. You just have to like draw an earrings, right? Like draw an earring and it will be good. So let me just hide maybe the references just for this quickly. So today we'll do something pretty simple because time is running. So let's make a flower. So here we have somehow of a rose, okay? And it's pretty simple, like it's your hearing and you just have to draw one, right? But for the ribbon brushes, it's a bit different. It's a bit more complicated, but not as much. It's just that your two edges that connects for the ribbon brushes have to be have to connect from one edge to another. So if I do, for example, let's make something pretty simple, right? I do a pearls necklace. Here, these two strokes right here have to be connected to these two strokes right here. Otherwise, when you will use your ribbon brushes, your drawing will be like this, right? Like here it will not be connected. That's not what we want. So to do this, I like first to take a symmetry ruler, set the number of line on 2 here, and wait, sharp angle at 45 or 90 degrees. Draw a line, and then I first create, sorry, there you go. I first create a design in the middle. So like this, let's create something pretty simple for today. So let's make hearts, will be cute. There you go. So now that we have our first two edges connected, what we are going to do now, we can get rid of this baby right here. So you can click on the ruler, the trash, and then delete. Then we come and go to take our selection tool here, rectangle, cut it in half, and then we're gonna click here. It will create a new layer with the selected part. So as you can see, I have two offs, sorry, of an art. And then with the alignment tool of Clip Studio Paint, which is here, I'm gonna bring that here, you take your right edge and you align it to the left, and you do the same with the left edge, but you align it to the right. And ta-da, you have your two connected edges, I guess. So now you are free. So let me just connect it properly here. There you go. Is it this one? No, cancel. There you go. Okay. So now you are free to draw anything you want in the middle. So I'm gonna do something pretty harshly, okay, something pretty random for the sake of the webinar. Sounds great, okay. Okay, now you have a plenty of options. So first of all, we are going to make our vector layer. Once again, sorry, I forgot to precise, but I've used a vector layer to draw the line arts of my brush, obviously. So you want to go here, so on Object Tool, Main Color, and we're gonna put this in black, which is really important. Now, what I like to do is to create color changing brushes as well as this, not changing color brushes. So this one will be always these colors. But for example, this one will take the colors I have here on my palette. So if I show you from there, as you can see, if I change here the color, it will change, right? So it's kind of fun to do. So let me show you how I did this. So we're gonna keep our line work layer and we're gonna duplicate our layer. So layer, duplicate. I'm gonna hide the first one for a second. Go under. There you go. Just gonna put everything in a folder. It's like easier to work with. Now I'm gonna just color the back of my design quickly. There you go. And I'm gonna put this in all white. So I'm gonna lock it here, go on white, and you can fill it. So I have shortcuts on my keyboard to fill it, but let's show you how to do. So layer, blah, 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 blah. Button merge. Where is it? Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Is it? Oh, sorry, it's edit fill. Okay, since I have shortcuts, I can now like forget how to use this bar. Sorry. But so yeah, I fill the back in white. Now I'm gonna take my folder here, and I'm gonna convert the layer, and I'm gonna select image material layer, and I'm gonna put the color in gray. It's very important that you do this for the color changing. So you keep the black and white. Okay, ta-da! You have a black and white image object. You can edit, register material, image. Now we can just keep a name. Let's call it like this so I can find it easily. Now you want to select use for brush tip shape, all materials, and you select any kind of thing you don't want to forget, like any kind of folder here, and okay. Let's do just a quick earring, just to match, just to see the difference also. There you go. Oh, what did I do? Okay, sorry. There you go. I'm gonna take this too. So once again, covered layer, image material layer, sorry, color gray, black and white. Okay. Okay, so we have our earring and our necklace. Save the earring too. Image, part, brush tip here, materials, something you can find. Ta-da! Now you have two choices. Wow, I almost said yes or yes. Sorry, twice. They matrixed me. So we want to create our brush, right? What I do personally is always duplicate the ones I have because I have all the presets, right? But I'm going to show you how to create it from scratch. So we are going to create a new tool, like a new subtool, sorry, here by clicking on the three lines. Go here on the create new from the defaults. Where is it? Duplicate subtools, delete, create new subtools. Add from defaults. Here, go on pen, and I usually take the G pen. You will see why, but it's the most useful for our situation. So G pen here, add, and I'm gonna add, I'm gonna add another one for the earrings and close. So you have two new tools here, subtools. Sorry, just gonna drink some water. Now that we have our two new subtools, we want to add the shapes. So you go here on the tiny, key, and you go, sorry, brush tip here, material, because the circle here is the, usual shape. So you want to go on material, the tiny icon right here, and you can search for your brush, right? Oh, I did this too. Okay. Sorry, this is other hearts I made. So I can select now my necklace. Okay. We are first gonna select the shape. But as you can see, now that we have our shape, it doesn't really, work properly. Let me show you. This is not what we want, right? Like, absolutely not. So there's a few, whip, whip, whip. There you go. There's a few options that you have to play with. So the first one is stroke here, and you select here ribbon. So at least for all the ribbon brushes, so the necklaces or ribbons or any type of ribbon brushes, and you want to select ribbon here. But as you can see, the angle is still not good, right? So, with brushes. Was it brush tip? No, it's brush tip, sorry. So first, after that, sorry, you go on brush tip, you go on angle here, and you can change the angle. So for the necklaces, since we did it somehow, like, wow, sorry, my brain just went blank. So I just take 90 degrees for the ribbon brushes, and like this, your brush will have the good angle. And ta-da! So this brush is not that pretty. I know, I know. Don't judge my brushes, okay? It will cry if you do it. But ta-da! Your ribbon brush works perfectly. What I do personally, but not every time, just depends on the mood, is to fix this size changing issue. So I go here on brush size, on these tiny check marks here, and I disable the pen pressure and the tilt. So my brushes stays the same shape and the same size, even if I, put more pressure on my pencil or not. And this way I know exactly the size of my brush when I use it. As you can see here, I already know what it will look like even before putting it on the screen. For the hearing now, it's almost the same. So you go on the tiny key right here, brush tip material. There you go, this tiny paper here. Once again, you put the name of your shape. Please make sure to, have names, like to names your shapes in a way that you can find it easily. So I'm gonna take my earring shape. Yeah, it's a magnificent earring, I know. But once again, as the necklace, it's not what we want, right? We don't want that. So once again, go into the settings, but instead, so we go on stroke, but instead of playing with the ribbon, because it's not a ribbon brush, we go here on the gap. There you go. I I recommend you, sorry, to enable the view of the gap here. By clicking here, it will make an eye appear. So this way, your gap option will be here. And it's important to enable the two, because as you can see here, you will be able to change the gap even when you're not into the settings. So once again, you will save time by doing this. So instead of having the normal one, we're having the fixed one. And now you can play with the gap. There you go. And now you have a perfectly working earring brush. But as you can see, once again, we have the size changing issue. So brush size, especially for the earrings. The earrings I always disable the pen pressure and the tilt. Like just for earrings, I cannot play with it. The necklace sometimes I do use it because for the somehow perspective effect it works, but the earrings no, I cannot. So there you go. Now you have your perfectly working earring. Now you may think, wow, Psari, it's so cool. But how do you see the shape when you're using it, right? So the shape is really important because there you go. In Webtoons, you want to place your jewels pretty quickly, right? Like this. And you want to know where you place it because most of the time you just have to, like, how can I say? Somehow of your cursor will be around or a point, but you don't want that. And also the changing color. Mm, wait, where did I put? Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot where did I put my my new brushes. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I don't know, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can just show you with other brushes I have. Okay, so you want to see the shape as I have, right? So to do this, I will show you three tricks, like three quick tricks to be able to use pretty quickly your brushes. So first of all, For the shape, you go on File here, you go on the Preferences, and you go on the cursor. So this is the first tip we're using. Here, as you can see, the brush type cursor, I have brush shape. The pen type cursor, I also have brush shape. And remember, we created our brushes by creating a G pen subtool, which is a pen type cursor. So there you go, you have a brush shape. This is how I enable my jewels to be seen before placing it. This will save you so much time during your process. So this is for the first tip. Let me show you another one. So sorry, I'm just gonna check my notes because I've written 3 things I can show you. Oh, there you go. So before going to the second one, as you can see, the colors changing is like all of the black of your brushes will be the first color you have here, and all the white parts of your brushes will be the second color here. So the ones you have in the back. That's it for the tiny notes. So as you can see, my workspace is super well organized. Okay, I have a lot, but like a lot of brushes. I hope you will have to. But as you can see, my icon doesn't change, which is maybe weird for you because the systems for the very default systems you have, you might see this. So when I will change my, how can I say, there you go. So when I will change my subtools, this icon will change, right? But it can be, like, it can make you a bit lost and it can be a bit messy. So you don't want that because if it's always changing, how are you supposed to know where you've put, like, each brushes, right? To do this, it's quite like to fix it. It's super simple. You go on the 3 lines here, icon, and you just enable the first subtool instead of the selected subtool. So first subtool, and ta-da, it will not change. Sorry, but I like this option so much. And I am so grateful for this option because the many times I got super lost because I, once again, have a lot of stuff going on. It's just super nice, and I hope it will help you as much as it helps me, especially because I'm a visual person. But there you go. And now last tiny tips. We go here, for example, and you see that this brush have this icon right here. It's cute, right? So to make your own custom icon, once again, what I do is 2000 by 2000. 200? No, 1000. I think it's 1000 pixels. I just put my brush, there you go, here in the middle. So if I want it to be really well aligned, once again, I take my alignment tool. There you go. And I go here on the canvas and I take center and center. I get rid of the paper in the back. I save it as a PNG. There you go. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Okay, I saved my PNG. And now if I want to change, there you go, my tiny icon here, I go on my brush, 3 lines, subtool settings. And here, instead of having the TSP icons that you can also use if you are not, if you are too lazy to do it, like because I like to have colored things on my workspace, but you can totally use the icons that CSP already give you here. But I prefer to go on to user settings and you just choose your PNG. And ta-da, when it's done, you have your tool icon totally custom. And that's it. That's okay. Voila. So now you have references, you have your, there you go, where is it? Ruby, here. You have your references, you have a good workspace that is well organized, and you have your characters and your brushes. And that's it for this tutorial that I I hope will help you. And now you just have to use everything to make everything work, right? Please do not like tiny tiny notes before getting to the Q&A because it will be the time for the Q&A. But please do not make the mistake of the ego. So sorry, I'm just changing my screen right now. Once you start your webtoon, you want to do everything perfectly, right? And you want to draw everything as well as your backgrounds, etc. But do not do this. Do not draw everything by hand, okay? Please just give yourself some rest and find the tools you have in this position right here. That the tools that are given to you. That's it. I think it will be time for the Q&A, and I hope it all was understandable somehow.
For sure, and thank you so much, Sari, for this amazing webinar. We are all paying so much attention to your presentation. And there's a lot of people from all over the world. So we want to thank people from Belgium like David, Florida, USA, Danae, France, and Germany. There's a lot of people from Germany like Katarina, who else? Anika, people from Spain, Rocio, Macedonia, North Macedonia, Tamara, Lisbon, Luis, South Africa, Duan, Canada, Easy, Craig from Wales, Latvia, Valerija. So thank all of you who are joining us live in this amazing webinar. So a first question will be about, let me see, here it is from Regne Burgess. Where does Sari find her reference photos?
So I personally take either from shopping sites. I know it's a bit weird, but lately I use Devil inspired a lot that have so much fantasy type of clothing. But here, so I just type on Google like roses picture. But for this, so it's screenshots of the games, so Madness, etc. And here is from an archive I found on the internet that in it had a lot of the book pictures. So that's it. I actually take it from everywhere I can. Just depends of the projects I'm working on.
And here's another question from Tamara. Do you use any auto action?
Yeah. I have a lot of auto action, as you can see. I make it myself for using it a lot. I can show you one. For example, here I made myself an auto action that creates me a grid on every types of and size, sorry, of canvas. So there are three by three type of grid. So if you want this one, by the way, it's available for free on my Discord server. But yeah, I have a lot of auto actions, but I also have some auto actions that I made for once again saving time. So if I do this, I can show you one quickly. There you go. I have auto actions to make auto affixes, for example. So yeah, using it a lot.
And another question is from Rain. Does Sari write her story too?
Sorry, what?
If you write your own story, the script of your webtoon?
Yeah. I do everything by myself. So from the script to the storyboard to the colors to the line work, everything. Just not the flats for the flats placing. I have an assistant because I don't like to do flats, and it's not something that breaks with your art style.
And here's a really interesting question from Nico Gabriel. How does one go about starting character reference sheet? Like, what's the best way of getting started?
I have one that I can show you, but to me, the most important in Webtoon, especially if your characters like mine are changing their Whoop, there you go. Especially if your characters are changing their outfits pretty often, it's at least something from the front and maybe from the back. I didn't from the back because I'm lazy. But yeah, your characters as a full body and the colors like this. Personally, I have my colors here. I made a tiny palette. It's actually a PNG file that I made, and I'm just using here the window, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Subview here. So with the subview, you can open pictures with this icon. And sorry, and right here, you see you can use your pictures. So this is my palette, but as a references, I like to make quick sketches like this for my assistants to know where to place the colors. So yeah, just a full body at least from the front and maybe from the back. And if they have special tattoos or anything, yeah, just display it.
And actually about that, John says, I like the high scale on the left of the character. Is that part of Clip Studio or some third-party asset? It's very useful.
The scale, yeah, oh no, it's me. I made it. So I like to make some things like that to know well the different size of my characters. And show you the difference quickly. Where is it? There you go. So I often do this. I made it. If you want, again, on my Discord server, it's not even an ad this time, but really on my Discord server, I put stuff I make for my characters, and there's like an empty file for your characters if you want for character sheets. So the files are empty like this. My bad. And sorry, I'm losing time. Sorry. Characters. There you go. There you go. So you have a file like this, empty, so without the characters, obviously, but on my Discord server if you want. There you go.
And here's another question from Catherine. How do you balance time, energy, and effort between writing and doing an art for your webtoon?
So what I do, because I have ADHD, I have maths for this, but if you are kind of like me, you know that you have somehow burst of motivations more than constant motivations. And what I do is that I will take a weekend, for example, to write 10 episodes, and it's not like completely write 10 episodes. It's more like the resume of it. So I do this and I present it to my editor, which the week after will review it, and the weekend after I can then write it a bit more in details, but not going too much. And this is how in 2 weeks, technically, I write 10 episodes. And so I can, after that, not write for a long time and just concentrate of the projection. And then back again in like a month after, or even 2 months after, I can write again 10 episodes.
And when you're not motivated, what's your personal activity that is like, okay, now I need to concentrate or have something really out of the art world so you can get more energies?
It's hard. I usually, even with the ADHD meds, you sometimes don't want to work. But first of all, to concentrate, I use the app Spirit Lofi Sessions, which allows you to put like no noises, so birds noises, rain, etc. And on it, you have some timers that you can totally personalize. So I like to put 60 minutes, then 5 minutes pause, and this 4 by 4. So after 4 hours, I then take a 1 hour break, then 4 hours. This is how I tell myself, okay, let's go. But if I really, really don't want to work, I usually play Valorant for one game, and I'm like, okay, one game, and I work, and I do it. I don't know how, but it's now an habit. So I do one game and I work. That's it. This or Infinity Nikki, to be honest. But that's it. I try not to lose more than 1 hour on video games a day, which doesn't work every day, to be honest. But that's it.
Thank you for sharing that. And another question here is from Matthew. In your
Mhm.
experience as a comic artist, is scroll format better than manga panels, or for a beginner starting out making their own webtoons?
I'm so sorry. What?
If in your experience as a comic artist, the scrolling format is better than the manga panels for a beginner?
Oh. Mm, yes, maybe. Mm. It's different, but I would say for a beginner, yes, because in mangas, a lot of times, panels somehow interact with each other, which can be the case in Webtoon. Don't get me wrong, but since it's very one panel centered most of the time into Webtoon, I think it's better to start with this somehow because yeah, okay, again sometimes the panels can be linked with each other, but less. I would say a bit less than mangas in general.
Mhm. And another question is who are your artistic references?
Lately, lately I would say arcade. I know it's animation, but lately I'm really into it because of the shots, etc. And I don't read webtoon that much lately, but since the day I become original creator and I talk with my friends, but a lot of us when become OG, you don't read a lot. Um, oh, lately I don't even know because yeah, I'm a bit like really on my work focused, but yeah, would say lately Arcane or hmm, yeah, I don't even know. Lately, I don't have time to watch a lot of things, but movies in general also for the how can I say the camera setups and all. But yeah, lately I'm not sure. I don't even remember. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Lately, I'm just so concentrated on me. Sorry, it's really narcissistic to say, but yeah, lately I just don't have time to even just check on other things. I'm so sorry.
And actually, about time, somebody asked Isis, saying, how long does it take normally to complete one episode on average?
I would say between 60 and 90 hours, especially lately because I'm working back well again. So I'm a bit long. I'm a bit yeah slow. Sorry to make them because I'm finally working great once again because I'm treated for my ADHD. I'm in the meds for it, so I now can work properly. But yeah, for now I just have to take back all of my you know skills I had before to get faster. But I would say lately, yeah, it's this. But when I'm on full, it's I would say 40 to 60 hours if I'm good spit.
Hmm. And here's an interesting question from Hayden. Do you have advice on background? I spend too much time drawing backgrounds and it gets tedious. Is this something you can share about how to speeding up your workflow?
Honey, don't draw it, please. No, don't draw it. Wait, let me show you. I have a video on my YouTube channel for that, but use Snaptoon or SketchUp. But Snaptoon is better because you can put lights, etc. But I can't even show you right now. Wait, let me open something quickly. I'm sure I can show you. I can show you. Wait. But please do not draw your backgrounds, please. I mean, I know I'm saying this, but I know that can have a cost. Let me take something mm, pretty tiny. There you go. Okay, so I personally don't draw them. I use Neptune and 3D models in general, and I know it can have a cost, but yeah, this is what I use, and I use the software Neptune to take screenshots of it. There you go. And so it will look like this. So it will look like this. So here it's blurry, of course. I didn't take the best panels to show you. I'm gonna open one. It will be better. There you go. Oh, okay. There you go. So this what a background looks like, and so this is how I do. But of course, some chapter has this kind of panels. Too big. There you go. Let me find one. There you go. This kind of panels right here. And as you can see here, it's not even a background, it's just some, I also made this texture at the back because she likes to steal. So I made a raccoon little texture. But you know, sometimes you have some assets that can help. As you can see here, I have backgrounds or even these types of backgrounds, comic. There you go. So you can find these that are free. You can also use them, and I use this a lot. It's even faster than Snaptoon backgrounds. So yeah, you can find this on the assets or even Acom 3D that can help. But please do not draw your backgrounds. It's so long, or at least if you want to draw something pretty like natural, use, you know, leaves, brushes and all, but don't draw them by hand, please. You will lose a lot of time. Voilà.
Well, thank you so much, Sari. Unfortunately, our time is limited, but we'll go in one last question from Nico. Any advice and tips for aspiring and upcoming manga webtoon comic artists?
Oh wow. So what? So first thing that my editor told me is that you only read um, the comments of your last chapters, and especially if you become an OG, the fast pass ones, because this will be the true fans that will buy to read it. So it will not be hateful comments. Secondly, do not take everything by heart. Of course, if there are some good critics that will help you improve, why not? But if someone say, "Oh, it's ugly," just, you know, okay, just, you know, continue your life. Don't check about that. And it can be hard at the very first when you are producing your webtoon and you don't have readers because you are actually in the production and you don't have the viewer's point. But don't let that, you know, demotivate you, if I can say it like this. I had a huge era when I was super sad to not have the readers commenting because, well, I'm into production, right? But think about when it will be on the site, and also try to find happiness into the creation more than into the validation. Like, try to enjoy when you make your webtoon and not just the validation of it, even if it's super cool when readers are willing for it. But yeah, just try to enjoy the process. This will always be the best, the thing that will still be here for you, okay, instead of validation. Sorry, that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Sari, for those wise words. We really enjoyed your webinar. People is sending a lot of love through the question panel. So thank all of you who joined us live today. And before we go, let me
Yeah.
just share one last bit of information. Many of
Yeah.
you asked if this webinar has been recorded. Yes, it's been recorded, and we'll upload it to our YouTube channel, Graphically, and also Clip Studio Paint channel. So subscribe to get a notification once the video is available. If you want to learn more about Clip Studio Paint, don't hesitate to visit our website, clipstudio.net/n and graphically.com. Also, for more information about Sari, follow her on her social in Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Somebody asked, sorry, where to find you on Discord.
It's on my Instagram bio. You can click on the link and you will have a tiny Discord icon in the card, and you can click on it and join. Or you can just ask me in the Insta DMs. I will answer.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry. We hope you enjoyed it. People loved it. So
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
once again. And thank all of you who joined us live or who are watching the recording on YouTube. Please
Thank you
stay
so
tuned to
much.
Graphicsly. Thank you so much, Sari, for further information about Clips Japan, also for more webinars. So we hope to see you next time. All right.
Bye bye. Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Sari. Thank all of you. Bye bye.